Strava or it didn't happen. So what is up, my dudes? Heading out for a ride. Don't really have a plan. Mic'd myself up though to chat a little bit. Basically about the big news is this channel hit 1,000 subscribers last night, which is just kind of cool because it legitimizes the channel in a certain way and some of the work you put into it. You know, YouTube will let you knock it into a new tier with that, with different benefits. Obviously, the main one everyone thinks of is monetization, advertising, and making money from it. YouTube splits it with you. A channel this size, green light means go. That's not really going to make me money. You know, maybe it's something down the road if the channel keeps growing, but yeah, I don't know. I think I don't have the details yet because they review the channel and I just started that process yesterday, but I want to find a way to at first see if I could put them on there, but in the most minimally affecting a way, like there'd be no mid-roll ads or stuff like that. The thing is, YouTube changed their policies, so they can put ads on any video they want, whether you're in the partner program, that's what they call it, or not. So once you are able to put ads on, you might as well, because then you're getting a cut at least, no matter how small. And if people are going to be annoyed by having to click their ads, it should benefit, it should benefit someone, So we'll see. We'll see what that all looks like. The other things are you get to have channel memberships, which basically anyone who pays a monthly fee, there's a number of tiers. And again, something I haven't overly looked into. I'm members of a couple of YouTube channels like Terry Berenson. He does like live streams where you get perks for being a member. He'll play your videos, little things like custom emojis and all that. But it's cool with that stuff because you get to directly support someone whose videos you like, So I think that's kind of a cool thing. And then I think you could do stuff like, during live streams, people on bigger channels, they'll do a super chat. Their chat stands out for a second. They get recognized, and I think you pay a couple bucks, whatever you want. But another thing is you get a community tab. Again, I don't have that yet, but I like that one a lot because then I can make posts and stuff that directly, communicate with everybody so it doesn't have to be like a full video, post photos and stuff like that to the YouTube feed. Links, all that. It'll be make it a little more engaging, a better way to communicate. And then also there's a way now for me to put my swag right in the descriptions. So like, I think they call it something like a product shelf or whatever. But like my industrial gravel shirts and Fitzwater Photo logo, swag, stickers, whatever, they'll be able to be like right there. And I think we all know, like, you're watching something, you're like, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind buying one of those or supporting this person by getting a shirt. And then you don't actually click away to the website to do it. So it's one of those benefits. If it's just going to be right there, you'll be like, oh yeah, I could just grab it. So. But to me, like I said, all that stuff's nice. Seeing that 1K does make the channel look a little more legitimate. Like, just a mental thing, but I think it's pretty undeniable when you're clicking around on YouTube that the bigger that number is, the more legit it looks. And it's kind of the first milestone. I mean, 100, like I said in the last one of these, was my goal when our shutdown started. I'm like, you know what? I've got time. Work on this channel, try and be consistent, become a better videographer. And if I could get to 100 subscribers and grow even the tiniest communities, I'll keep going. And now we've actually grown this little robust community, which is my favorite thing and the reason to keep going. At first with the live streams, I had notes. And my thing was I was gonna learn how to live stream and then just ramble on about pro cycling or the Tour de France or whatever race was happening. And I was just showing my photos that I'd taken or what I'd done over the little bit of work I was having during that time. And now it's like this awesome back and forth where I could set up down in my little shop, kind of work on a bike, but really just have a conversation. And I don't know, I never would have thought of myself as a live streamer. Like I said, it was just a thing I wanted to learn how to do. But now it's become really fun because it's not just me, it's a full conversation. And then putting the Discord up last week just took it to a new level. I didn't know if anyone would click over to that, but with everyone else getting to show what they're up to, I just absolutely love that. And now it's not just me talking at people and you guys trying to type back, everyone's talking to each other. And that's more real community feel. I think that last Thursday is my favorite thing that's happened since I've been on YouTube. Just seeing other people's bikes pics, drink pics, and now how the general chat turned into everyone showing their pets. It's so awesome. So yeah, I hope that grows and keeps getting more robust. Any suggestions anyone has, fill that out even more. Any topics anyone thinks we'd all want to chat about, we could make another channel on that Discord for that. Yeah, I was talking about this on a pretty early live stream though. But for me, if I could get any kind of money coming in from YouTube, it would just go right back into this channel and the community. It'd be I did a music video for a friend and he's discussing what it would cost. And I said, why don't you just, if you have the time, write me a few songs. I'll trade for a few songs that I could use on my YouTube videos. I'm like, I do these little cycling videos. And he was like, oh yeah, for sure. So I love stuff like that. So I got to use original music. And then support and promote someone else a little bit. Not that my level of promotion yet is huge, but And then that's so, yeah, if it ever did get to the point that AdSense made me $25 a month, I would put that into using, paying musicians. $25 isn't enough for a song, but at least a subscription service or something so that I'm adding to that and not just taking from people. I mean, I use music that's allowed to be used in non-monetized videos. So, but yeah, I'd want to find a service where I could find stuff that's good, as I think anyone knows, selecting music and having a good, the vibe go with the videos, I think is a huge part of what I do. And maybe the reason you guys enjoy it. There's always a lot of comments about that, so I assume. I don't have to assume. There's always a lot of comments about that. So yeah. I'll have to link or start off one of the live streams with, there's actually old videos of my band. So I played in a band for over 10 years, so music's a huge part of almost everyone's life, but for me, it was all I lived and breathed for a solid decade. So yeah, that's still has a big, I don't know, big place in what I do to create. Yeah, I don't know. Can't figure out how to word that right, but you know what I mean. I actually, the reason I created a YouTube account, and I don't even remember doing it, but I looked today and it was in, whenever I actually signed into it, it was in 2008. I think YouTube came out in, what, 2006 or something? I think I signed in so I could start saving my favorite music videos because I couldn't believe all the live stuff that was popping up. You know, bands I never thought I'd get to see what they look like live in video. And that was really all YouTube was to me. It was a place to look at like some of the obscure bands we liked when we were younger, and then just a lot of vintage stuff, or even, you know, some 60s bands that weren't nearly as popular as, say, the Beatles and the Kinks and stuff like that, to find like other bands that were in that scene. And actually people were posting videos of them. It was amazing. Yeah, it was only later that I got into it for like the educational stuff. That is still why I watch a lot of, well, YouTube's pretty much my only means of, you know, I don't have Netflix, I don't have regular TV. I have 2 apps to watch pro cycling and YouTube. But yeah, it's a lot of, you know, I watched a lot of gardening, a lot of homebrew stuff. That's what I moved on. Well, I still watch, well, the music thing has never gone away on YouTube. I still use it for that, but, and now the cycling thing. And I've actually posted a few cycling videos for years. There's some that are 5, 6 years old. I don't know. I don't have it, what it's take to be a vlogger. I can never, there's no way I'm going to talk when I'm passing people like that. Just, I don't know. I watch the guys like true vloggers, like Peter, the big ones, Peter McKinnon and then Casey Neistat, like walking through the airport, talking to the camera. Like, I can't even believe I make recorded videos where I stand in front of the camera. And again, the goal of all, even doing that, was just to get better at my client work. So when I had to interview someone, it wasn't the first time I was testing out new setups, new gear, you know. So yeah, on Tuesday, the live stream is going to be the 1,000 Dare party. That's why I was calling myself, I'm a 1,000 Dare now. But and there's going to be giveaways, no string attached. Just if you're there and you want, I'll send you something. Just something to say thanks for making this little community so fun for me and rewarding, and hopefully for you guys too. Yeah, and the way that's going to work is during the live stream, you just need to go over to Discord, send me a DM with your address, and I'll send you something. I know if you're not on Discord, it's an annoying step, but Aaron said it was pretty painless. You just, because I couldn't remember, but, you know, give your email address, make a password. Said it hasn't been, I don't have push notifications turned on for it, and it doesn't email me anything. So it's only there when I open it. It's an app or a browser. I use it mostly in the browser. Just a tab to have open. On your left. But yeah, no big deal. No one has to sign up for a mailing list. No one has to share an Instagram post and tag 3 friends. Nothing wrong with that kind of promotion, but this is just a straight up thank you. That just requires one step to make it easy for me, because I'll be spending money on shipping and spending time writing everything down. So, and I think most people who have jumped over to the Discord have enjoyed it anyways. So, like I said, it's a take it or leave it thing. You know, it's awesome during the live stream, but we've had some fun conversations over the weekend. On Friday, everyone was showing pictures of their Friday afternoon beer or Friday evening beer. So, oh yeah, I'll say this on the stream, and obviously if you're going to be there, you'll be there, but I'll have you put it in the t-shirt size too. I'm going to randomly select who gets what, but just in case you do get selected for the shirts, I'll need to know your size. I don't know where I'm riding. I mean, I'm coming into downtown, but I didn't make a plan. I just decided last minute to get out. It's 37. It's actually snowing. Thank God it's not raining. I was a little worried about that, but all right. That guy we just passed, yeah, he rode with our Wednesday night group a few times. And then I saw him this summer at a Black Lives Matter protest, but we all had our faces all covered, well, obviously masked, and shades on, and he had a different bike, so, but I haven't actually rode with him in years. A couple years, 2-3 years, but see him around occasionally, well, pre-2020. So. Yeah, that was interesting. I talked about this too on the last live stream, but was doing portraits for a young professional group and had 42 people come through the studio, all one at a time. And, you know, had the Purell out and everyone wore masks till right when I took the picture. But I did more talking on Wednesday and Thursday than I had done in all of 2020. Well, not including the live streams where I ramble for 2 hours, but talking in person to other people. $37, so I think the GoPro will keep running. Got an extra battery in a pocket to keep it warm, in case not. And again, I'm doing the Rode Wireless Goes. I have one tucked on my collar, not using a separate lavalier, just going straight to the road like I did last time. And the media mod on the GoPro Hero 8 Black. I did not test it because I decided to do this last minute. I put all the settings the same as the last time, which worked out really well. So I'm hoping I have that, you know, dialed in, but I was actually planning on doing, with the way the weather looked like it was going to be, like I assume with 37 it'd be more rain, but I was going to ride on Zwift today and do stage 3 of the Tour de Zwift. It's a mountain stage. You have 3 choices, but what I was going to do is the Zwift's recreation of Alpe d'Huez, the famous climb from the Tour de France. I've never done anything that hard on Zwift, but something I've been saving, you know, and I'm like, so this event was going to be the time to do it. I'll do it tomorrow instead, I think. It's funny. It's an indoor training thing. I could hop off. I don't have to do it. But with my mentality, I know once I'm in, I'm going to want to complete it. So, yeah, it actually has me feeling nerves. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be tough. But do it for the accomplishment. I've watched some videos. GCN, the big guys, have done one. But other people on comparing Zwift Alpe d'Huez to, it's Alpe de Zwift, but it's a recreation of Alpe d'Huez. to the real thing. And, people say it's pretty true, Obviously, you're not out in the weather, you're not getting wind, but the gradients and all that, and the virtual feel is supposed to be pretty similar. Yeah, one of the other options is they actually have Mount Ventoux, which is the big mountain in Provence. That's also used sometimes in the tour. That's a real life goal of mine. Alpe d'Huez would be too, but Ventoux's in Provence, and I definitely want to go back to Provence. Me and Aaron loved it. One of my nerdy history things that I always have to get in here, Provence's name is just, the French province. And the name comes from because it was the first Roman province outside of the peninsula that we know as Italy. So every town is pretty much built around an ancient forum. A lot of them still have stadiums and theaters, and I love ancient history. I was in heaven there. And then they're just beautiful anyways, it's mostly, so many layers of history in each one of those towns. And the time of year we went, they weren't completely overrun with as many tourists as they normally would be. But we also got nothing but rain, and it almost never rains in Provence. It's very windy. I guess it's just like any weather just blows through. Like clouds and fronts don't linger. And they say it's almost always blue skies. Someone, I think it was Aaron's friend that we met for lunch one day, who was there teaching English as a foreign language. I think it was him who said, "Hey, look at the bright side. You'll be the only one with rainy photos in Provence." That's as glass half full as it gets. I think I've told the story on the streams and showed some photos, but we did get to see, which now they also have as a feature in Zwift, but my mind just went blank. It's the biggest Roman structure outside the Colosseum, tallest. It's an aqueduct. The Pont de Gard, which is something that was bucket list for me. Not that I really write down a bucket list, but grew up with always seeing its pictures in every history book. And I don't know if this is going to be open. It's been closed all week. Oh yeah, it is. This is now restored to the way it was before this massive sewer project started. Interesting. So for, I think, more than 6 years, the path has gone along to the left over there. Oh, and here's the original one. Yeah, this was buried under construction equipment and mounds of dirt. They're digging a giant sewer tunnel, combined sewage overflow tunnel. Basically, when there's a storm, if the water treatment plant is overwhelmed, our storm sewers will combine with our sanitary sewers. It'll send the water there to hold it until it could then go for processing to be cleaned and re-released in the Cuyahoga River. But we rode 2 sections on this route that haven't been open for 6 years because of this project. On your left. I'm a real chatty Cathy today, huh? On your left. On your left. Watch, there'll be no audio. I just rambled for this is about 4 miles here, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll let the camera run as long as it runs. Don't really have much else to say. I could give a history tour of everything in Akron. You know, we got former BF Goodrich factory on the left, largest tire factory, rubber factory in the world at one point. Each building made something different. So there are a couple tire factories, but they made boots. They first invented the modern zipper, I believe, too. So that's why University of Akron's mascot is the zip. Or they're the zips. The mascot is a kangaroo for some reason. I guess it does have a zipper pouch on it. I photographed the kangaroo for Zippy, the kangaroo, for the Alumni Association. Another fun fact about the building that we go to, the brewery, that's part of BF Goodrich. The movie Demolition Man actually came into town and offered Akron a certain amount of money to blow it up for the movie. Ended up not following through with that. And thank God, because that's the building that's got the most redeveloped. A lot of the buildings are torn down, and some are in shambles. Whew. A little overdressed, I'm real warm. I do have my 5D4 on my back with a wide angle lens. That's what I shot the video that is just all photos, like kind of time-lapse style, not a true time-lapse, but just kind of like a flashing slideshow. Again, I brought that one because it's my last camera. It's not my R5, and that I will ride with my R5 and take photos, but it wouldn't be necessary for what I'm doing today. So why risk having it out and about? Oot and a boot. Maybe in the summer, if I'm not going to be home in time, I figure out how to live stream from the bike like Twitch streamers do. And I just go out and ride, and then I talk like this. That's not something that is in the cards for me, but I like seeing other people do it. It's really cool, and seeing Terry do it, and that's another thing. I haven't spent a lot of time with Twitch. Click over once in a while, but I'm like, I don't need another internet addiction that's passive. I mean, getting the chat would be worthwhile, but budget my media consumption versus my working versus my actual making my own content. Listen to me, 1,000 subs, and I talk like a real tool. Content creator, influencer. Are you influenced to ride a 6-year-old rally that I traded work for? Are you influenced to wear these? I can't read the brand of gloves. Otis gave me these. He watched that movie by that lady that makes you give everything away. The does it bring joy thing that everyone was into. So I guess these gloves didn't bring them joy, but they're bringing me joy because my fingers are nice and warm on this January day. Ooh, should I just go to Magic City and get a beer? It's not a bad idea. Could be a good turnaround point, and then I can take the gravel on the way home. So one thing I thought I'd be doing way more this winter was, and I've done a bit, riding, finding new Wanderer miles. If this part makes this video, I'll link that below. But it's a cool way to map everywhere you've ever gone. And with all these solo rides, I've wanted to just ride new roads, you know. And I've done it a lot this winter, but not with the intention I thought I would, where I'd kind of plan routes to hit those miles. I've just kind of been cruising and making turns and all that. I easily could have made that, but cars usually are not going slow here. They're usually going like, they're heading to the freeway, so they're usually doing like 50, 55. It's a road with no turns or side streets really, so. Oh, that's the other thing I'm gonna do. Is this camera still running? Yeah. On the way back, I'm gonna redo that intro I made for the live stream. I had all the camera settings wrong when I made that, which is not like me. I don't do a lot to control my GoPro, but the field of view, the frame rate, the resolution, those are things I'll pay attention to and have the presets built in that the 8 lets you do and the 9 does too. But I had it set in 4K slow-mo and a narrower, and it doesn't let you do that full super wide. So one, I can't stand the look of slow-mo, like high frame rate that's not in slow motion. So it looks weird, and it's pretty much just pointing at my wheel and the gravel in front of me. So I want that wider angle with the bars. So yeah, so maybe I'll ride to Magic City, swap out the battery, and yeah, make a new intro. That looks a little better. I also, for Tuesday, hope to get the live chat sorted. So the live chat, so we had it showing on the screen last time. So if people watch the live streams after the fact, they know what the heck I'm talking about or who I'm reacting to, or why I just start busting out laughing once in a while. Usually because Ben, aka Pedal Pusher from Columbus, has written something based on some stupid thing I said. So, but yeah, so it wouldn't, unless I had that window of the chat on top, it wouldn't advance. So I had to keep remembering to pop that back up. That's too much to manage. I mean, I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to talk in the chat, trying to change the screen angles, had Discord open to pull up pictures of what everyone's doing. So I want that to, yeah, be hammered out so it works on its own. And I also want to get it set up so it looks a little better. Use a third-party app like Streamlabs or something, so it just has a good visual appeal. That the box taking up screen real estate like that is just ugly. But so yeah, this live stream, the way it's going, and it's been so fun, like I was saying, in the community, I wouldn't mind getting it, stepping it up another level, you know, make it a more enjoyable experience, more visually enjoyable. I mean, I'm a photographer and I have this ugly live stream, so I can't do anything about the guy in front of the camera, but at least all the trimmings around it. I was wondering how slick this was going to be. We didn't get enough snow for it to get packed down. This gets bad in the winter when we have snow for a while and people walk across it. Then it gets a little warm and cold again. It just becomes crazy ice, and it doesn't thaw fast being over the Summit Lake like this. This is kind of a recreation of an 18th century boardwalk they used to actually pull the canal boats across this lake. And this was obviously a major reservoir for water for the canal. It got drained way down at some point. I don't know how early in history that was, but it used to be a much larger lake. And then the rubber companies, And there used to be amusement parks and stuff, and then the rubber companies polluted it pretty bad. And now it's kind of a little bit of an upswing. Some money's been invested. They did a study on the water, and even though there's lots of physical things in the water, the actual surface water is not polluted anymore. Are these my friends? Someone walking up there. That's the bridge we hang out at. Maybe I should loop back around. Yeah, let's check it out. Check it out. I did see some bike tracks in the snow. Oh no. Hi. Let's see. Not gonna make this today. These shoes have no traction. They're great on the pins of these pedals, but not on terrain. I'm no one around right now. Yeah, I think we'll come back this way though. Ooh, my lens is gonna be covered now that we're getting some real snow. I hope this doesn't pile up too much. These Terravale tires or Cannonballs are a little worn, and they would never be good in snow anyways. On your left. I won't be at all surprised to get to Magic City and see some of my friends. The planning for rides that would normally take place over the group doesn't really happen as much anymore because, you know, most of us aren't all riding together, keeping it pretty limited. Man. Just think of how excited I am to ride with everyone again. Not just, like I've said before, not just my friends I always like riding with, but people we've met since growing this YouTube thing. And as Erin posted in the Discord, she just took a job where she'll be working remotely, but it's based in Cincinnati, so she'll have to head that way sometimes. So I was thinking heading with her and riding around if I can, if my schedule allows. Or also the idea of riding ahead and getting picked up, you know. It's nothing better than a long one-way ride. You don't have to backtrack, you know. I was talking in the last, I just keep going, huh? Yeah. Erin's calling me now. I'll call her back when I get to Magic City. Yeah, I was talking in the last, my mic's picking up the train sound. I have a steam engine sound for what Aaron calls to differentiate it. But I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I talked in the last one how I had some goals for last summer, the last main riding season, that all got thrown off by my injuries. One was to try and make it to Columbus in one day. So maybe if I'm healthy this summer, that could be a thing, and meet her down there. She loves going to Columbus, so. There's so many good coffee shops and breweries. If we're anywhere in the vicinity of Columbus, she comes up with an excuse that why we need to stop there. I was saying this also in the Discord chat when Danny was showing his snowy rides. I'm almost want to get some like serious snow again, like we had over Christmas, and I want to do some snowy rides. I mean, something to change it up a bit. I 100% prefer summer weather, but it's going to be winter and it's going to be cold. I like the uniqueness of the snow. It was one of the fun things about our Wednesday night group rides too, doing this very route, going to like Barberton or something. You know, we get these bike paths completely to ourselves. You go out on a weeknight evening with a bunch of snow on the ground. You're not going to come across a lot of other people. And I've made full videos about this and I've mentioned it a bunch of times, but after this summer, with, you know, everyone being outside being the only option, whether it was when the gyms were shut down to just, you know, you're not taking your kids to indoor places or probably even crowded parks, everyone hit the pass, which made the pass crowded parks, but yeah. Nothing wrong with that. That's great. I mean, that's what they're there for, but just meant that we were avoiding them. If you're going to ride between 15 and 20 miles an hour, it's not a lot of fun with kids swerving around all over the place, unless they're your kids, but then you're not going 15 or 20 miles an hour. Oh, that's another thing I just thought of. They made in the front of the new version of Dirty River Bicycle Works a little lounge area, and Ben put his big TV in there. He's just been playing cycling videos. Otis mentioned for me just to let a camera run down the towpath so he could show that, have that on so people would, you know, see that. It's amazing how many people walk into the bike shop and don't know about this gigantic asset that runs, you know, over 100 miles. I wonder how soggy this is going to be. I got my rear fender on though. Ooh. So yeah, I could take my voice out, add some music, and you could use this video too. On your left. Oh, not too bad yet. They redid this a year ago summer, so clean that lens. Probably not going to do a lot of good at this point. I think tonight we might try and make a video with Erin. I think one of the concepts, ideas we have for the channel is to have a Erin playlist, because I think she has a unique perspective on cycling, being someone who didn't really do it when they were younger, to get into it in her adult life, and I don't know, learn about it kind of from me and my friends in a way, which I would have to imagine is interesting, because I don't know, maybe everyone thinks about this about themselves, but I don't think we're typical cyclists in the way that outsiders look at it. So yeah, maybe do some stuff with her that is a little women specific, but also just some more general stuff that could be interesting from her view, you know. I am a white dude from the suburbs, so, you know. Not exactly, you know, not exactly the most outsider perspectives on things, even though I do think we are a little different, like I said, as cyclists. Ooh. Oh, these freaks the cars out there. They think I'm going to go right into the road. But there's this decent shoulder here to where I'm going. And no bikes. I have to look. Said I will not be surprised at all if my friends were here and at the bridge and I just happened to miss them. They could have also done something like the Kent routes. Left it in the big ring like an amateur. Well, now actually most people only have the big ring, right? Well, small ring in my opinion. Because I'm so tough. All right, see you on the way back.